A lot of people think if they just post enough or manifest the right energy, clients just gonna show up to their door like Amazon Prime. Like you think you got a package waiting on you. But here's the truth. Attraction without alignment is just noise. So like if you just been showing up, giving value, but you still hearing crickets, this one's for you. Now, I always like to ground things in the word because business without God ain't sustainable. And that's the truth. In First Corinthians 14 and 8, it says, if the trumpet makes an uncertain sound, who will prepare for battle? So that verse hit me because back in the biblical times, soldiers didn't have text messages. They didn't have walkie-talkies. They had trumpets. Like if the trumpet made a clear sound, the people knew exactly how to respond. They knew how to respond to move, to fight, to prepare for battle. But if the sound was uncertain, nobody moved. Now, that's what I see with so many entrepreneurs. Like they're showing up, yes, but the sound isn't clear. They're blowing the trumpet, but folks ain't responding. Not because they're not gifted, but because their message in the line. And like I used to think that consistency was everything. Like I went live, I showed up, I was posting quotes, I was dropping gems, I was doing the inspirational things, motivating people. But one day I looked up and I realized I was just being visible, but I wasn't being valuable. People were clapping for me. They was like, yeah, but nobody was clicking. Nobody was saying, hey, let me support you. And I had to be real with myself. What I was saying didn't line up with what I was called to do. I was active, but I wasn't aligned. How many people feel like they active, but they not aligned. They not doing what they supposed to be doing. Because God called you to do something specific, but you just doing your own thing, right? And I just want to share with you, like, just showing up ain't a strategy. Like showing up without direction is like cooking a whole meal with no seasoning. And I like seasoning on my food. I don't know about you. Like you did the work, sure, but ain't nobody can't coming back for seconds. And you wondering why. People don't just want presence, they want purpose. They want value. They want to know what you're actually about, who you help, how can you help me, and what it means to them, right? They want to know what's in it for them. That's when showing up turns into momentum. When people know what's in it for them and how you can actually help them. Now, the difference between being visible and being valuable, that's a huge difference, right? It's a huge difference between the two. Visibility means that folks might double tap or they might scroll past, right? They see you, but there's nothing to keep them there. Value means that they remember you, tag their cousin. They say, hey, you need to watch this video. They send you a DM like, hey, how can I actually work with you? Because what you just said really spoke to me. And that happens when your identity and your message and the transformation that you help people with, it all start making sense together, right? When you when who you are matches what you say, and what you say matches how you help, that's when people actually lean in. That's how people reach out, right? All of it has to match. Now, how do we bring all of that together and put it in line together? That's the question. Because it ain't about being polished, it's not about being perfect because I'm being me, my country self. The way that I talk, that's me. And ain't nobody finna change that. Because, you know, when you start thinking in the mind frame of perfection and polish, I'm not saying don't improve, but I'm saying you don't have to be perfect because it's really about being consistent in your voice, clear in your offer, and confident in what God gave you to deliver. There are certain people that are assigned to you based off who you are, right? You don't get no award for trying to be somebody else. But when you get that clarity, you don't have to hustle for attention. You just show up for the right people at the right time, and the right people respond. The people that ain't your people, they're not going to work with you anyway, regardless of who you are, who you trying to copy to be. Not because, you know, you're louder, but right, well, the right people work with you not because you're louder, but because your sound is finally clear. They can hear the trumpet clearly. They know how to respond. And honestly, like when I started putting all these pieces together on who I was and how I wanted to help people and what I wanted to say, like I wrote all this stuff down. I had to write it down because if I didn't write it down, I wasn't going to remember it. And if I didn't remember it, how can I actually help other people do the same thing? Like eventually, I turned it into like a little training so that way when people actually seek out how to do the same thing that I'm doing or get the same transformation that I have, I can actually help others with it by sending it to them. Like when I help other entrepreneurs, I give them that training because believe it or not, there's a lot of people who don't know who they are. They don't know who they help, and they don't know the transformation that they actually help other people. It's wild, but I'm really glad that I did document it because now folks get results faster, especially in their business. Like they're skipping months and years of confusion of not knowing what to do and how to do it and how to show up. They skip months and years of confusion just from something that I built on my own in a messy season. Like when I came up, I wrote it down. That's why people be like, you need to get a journal. Do you have a journal? If not, you need to get you one and just start write down the things that you did in order to move past a previous season. Now, there are actually three ingredients to being attractive to clients. Like, if you're wondering what really draws clients in and actually keep them, I'll keep it simple for you. All right. You have to be clear in your calling. So that means that you got to know who you are and why, right? It's cool if you know who you are, but what is your why? Because if you don't know your why, other people not gonna know it either. You have to be consistent in your voice and how you speak and how you actually, get your message across. Like you have to speak boldly and stop switching up. You want to be professional one day and then, hey, bro, let me holler at you. You can't switch up. Be you. Like be confident and consistent in your voice. Speak like you, not like somebody else. Right? Confidence. And the last thing is confident. You have to have confidence in your transformation as well. Like you have to know what you actually offer and how it actually changed lives. Like you have to be confident in it. Just because other people don't see your transformation doesn't mean that the transformation itself is useless. People didn't see Jesus' worth while he was here. And yet they still hated on him. Right. So your transformation and you know how you help people and you're confident in that. That's what brings people in. Right. When all three of those things actually come together, people don't just notice you, they actually need you. They actually show up for you. They ask about you. They send you to other people. And that's how the clients start rolling in without you having to do extra work or be somebody else. Right? You don't have to work hard on being yourself, but you definitely got to work hard on being somebody else and doing things that's not working. Like I'm gonna be upfront with you. I'm still in the process too. I'm always going to be in the process of becoming better and becoming even more clear. Right? Some days I feel off. Some days I second guess myself. But here's the thing, I keep showing up. Not for the claps, not for the applause, not for the notoriety, but for clarity. Because here's the thing, when I move, I get more clear. When I ask questions, I get more clear. Sitting in the same space doesn't get me clear. Like, not to be impressive, but to be in alignment with who I am and who God called me to be. And God really keeps sending me the right people at the right time. Because in times where I'd be like, bruh, maybe I need to God be like, oh, hold on, don't even finish that sentence. I got you. You on the right track. And it's not because I got the best mic or I got the fanciest website, but because when the sound is clear, the right one's here. So if you've actually been wondering, why is this not working? Why aren't clients actually showing up? Why is my business just not booming? Maybe it's not because of your gift. And maybe it's not because of your content. Maybe it's just a message that your actual message is not clear yet. The noise from the trumpet is not clear to where they actually recognize the noise. But here's the thing, don't stop. Don't shrink back, because when you shrink back, it takes you a lot longer. Just take time to actually get back in alignment with what you know is right, with what God actually has for you. You're not building this alone. And I can tell you that for sure, because I have a mentor, I have a community, right? Even though I'm a mentor and a coach to others, I still have a mentor. Even though I built a community for others, I'm still in a community with other people, because I'm never going to be the best all the time. I don't probably want to be the best at all, but I'm working towards being here, right? I know that I'm not building alone. I know I'm not in this war alone. And most importantly, you're building with God. And when you building with God, God don't waste nothing. He ain't gonna waste anything. So the clearer your sound is, the stronger your impact. Now, if you got anything from it, drop fire in the comments if this actually spoke to you. And if you actually want to take a little peek of the training that I actually mentioned earlier, I'll leave a link in the description so that way you can actually take a look at it and maybe it'll help you as well. No pressure, just all help. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, send this to a friend if it actually helped you. And, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.